Hi, Taylor here. Hope tax season is going well so far. This proposal is our alternate backup solution suggestion. We've already discussed the Veeam solution, which we do love, but which is not inexpensive. This solution is based on Veeam backup software, which is also excellent in combination with Microsoft Azure backup for the cloud component. I'm not going to read this whole proposal to you. You have it, but I do think it would be worth just touching on a couple of points to make sure that they're clear. For the sake of just being conservative, I've left main server in here. This solution is much less sensitive to the size, the amount of data that's being protected. It makes a little bit of a difference, but whether this is 5.5 terabytes or 4.5 terabytes is not going to make a material difference to the financial part of this proposal. We're calling this a alternate solution because we really do like the Datto solution. It offers the highest performance, the most protection, but Veeam is fine too. Before Datto came along, Veeam was our primary recommendation. And so we're happy to propose that, and I made this little chart for you so that you can to highlight the differences between the two solutions. And I will get myself out of the way here. So if you have any questions on any of these things where they're the same, I'm happy to address those, but I'm going to focus on the differences. With the Veeam Azure backup solution, you have file level offsite backups, not image based. So that means that you can't recover an entire server in the cloud or quickly from the cloud backup because it's a lot of data to transfer and you can't virtualize it in the cloud, which is this item here. You also can't do that cloud virtualization where if your whole facility has an issue, you're up within a day because we spun up all the servers in somebody else's data center, whether it's Datto's or Microsoft's. The big differentiator is these these highlighted cells here. For the file level recovery, this group up here, the solutions are virtually identical. But when you're recovering an entire server from somewhere from anywhere, really, then there's a big difference. With the Datto, the average time for us to do that, because we can just boot it on the local Datto device, is about 30 minutes. In the case of Veeam-based backups, now we have to find additional hardware and do all of that. Sometimes we can get this done in half a day, but really it could also take 1 to 2 days, depending on exactly what it is that failed. If we need to recover servers from the cloud storage, now all we have with the Veeam Azure solution is file level offsite storage. That's a much more involved process and could require 2 to 4 days, or honestly maybe even a little longer if it's all of them, but that would be a pretty bad day if it was that. It would not be more than 4 or 5 days for sure. On the good news, though, it's a lot less expensive. The initial implementation, this is the initial software purchase, the NAS device, and our labor is about $2,600 less with this solution. And of course, the huge difference is that instead of almost $1,100 per month, now this solution is going to be more like $245 a month. And there's a little bit of annual recurring in this one with details down here. So here we go. Here's the one-time implementation again, some details about that, and even more details about that. And this is the last thing I wanted to just talk about for a minute. You have one server, a 2008, a Windows Server 2008, that I believe is your phone server. And one of the few backup solutions that is actually still compatible with 2008 is the Shadow Protect agent that we have on it now. And so until that thing can be upgraded, that's just going to be a $45 per month charge. We would, as part of this project, we would redirect that backup to the new NAS, so it would get offsited now at least. The MS Azure backup, this is the cloud, the file level cloud backup, is usage based, and we just pass whatever Microsoft's charges are through on those. But it's $24 per terabyte per month, plus this funny fee they have, which is $5 per 500 gigabytes per server per month. So if you have a server with 400 gigabytes on it that's being backed up, that's a $5 per month charge. If it has 700 gigabytes, it's a $10 per month charge, and so forth. Initially, our estimate is that that charge is going to be about $200 per month with the combination of these fees. How much, and that will grow a little bit over time because you're going to retain backups. How much it grows will depend on how much you retain and how fast your data changes. Very, very difficult thing to try and understand. I will tell you, in a lot of cases, it ends up being between 1.5 to 2 times the amount of storage that you're protecting. So, this could double, but even if it does, it's still a lot less than any of the other solutions. And then there are a couple of small annual fees. This is the software we would use, part of Veeam, but not part of the main Veeam, to back up your other physical Windows server, and then the Veeam support for the 2 licenses, which are $215 each, total $430. So there you are. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is it really kind of boils down to how important these are or aren't. I realize if you look at a 3 or 5 year total cost of ownership, this turns into a lot of money. So totally understand, happy to implement either solution. If you have any questions, please let me know. Or if you'd like us to get started on either of these solutions, that's great too, and we're happy to do that. Thanks.